Hey everybody, it's Nat, and today I have an awesome video. I am doing the Twilight Tag. I'm sure all of you know what Twilight is. It was a huge book and movie franchise. But no, I absolutely love Twilight. It is one of the first series that I loved and fangirled over and was obsessed with, and I'm excited to do this tag. I saw it and I was like, heck yeah, I need to do this tag. I love Twilight. It's been a while since I read Twilight. I have read each book a few times. No shame. It's a good series. I don't care what anyone says. I love it. That's all that matters. But yeah, I'm excited for the series, and of course I'll link the original video down below. Go check it out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the questions. Question 1. What book and movie is your favorite? Oh, my favorite book is definitely Twilight. This is the one that just kicked it off, and it has the most memories, and it's just the most special to me, and I definitely like this one the most. I feel like it has the most, I don't know, I just like this one. I like meeting Edward and just all of that story. The movie sucks because Edward isn't in it. I really like Eclipse. Eclipse is definitely a close second. Yeah, I really liked Eclipse. And then Breaking Dawn was good. Definitely the kickstart, and just, how could you not pick Twilight? Then as far as movies, I am definitely going to go with Breaking Dawn Part 1. I liked that one the best. I feel like that one was, in my opinion at least, the most true to the book, and kind of the most accurate. I don't know, the least weird, if that makes sense. I don't know, I like that one the best. I enjoyed seeing the pregnancy, and her at the end. I love when she opens her eyes. Oh my god. I like marriage, just all that fun stuff. So yeah, probably favorite book, Twilight. Favorite movie, Breaking Dawn Part 1. Question 2. What has your experience with Twilight been like? This is a loaded question. Wow. My experience has been amazing. I read Twilight in 6th grade? 6th or 7th. No, actually it was 6th. I was definitely 6th. And I don't know, I feel like this is one of the series that really, truly made me a reader. I definitely was reading a ton, and I definitely was already a reader before Twilight. But like I said, Twilight is, I do think it is the first series that I ever fangirled over. It wasn't the first series that I ever obsessed over. That was Warriors. But no, I definitely think it was the first book I fangirled and kind of had that sort of obsession with, which I feel like, I mean, fangirl sounds so like silly little girl, but it's definitely it's more than just that. It's definitely an experience and an emotion. Twilight is definitely my part of my childhood. It's very sentimental to me. It's very close to my heart. I don't know, I loved it. I literally would think about it all the time, and I know that sounds so bad, but I loved Twilight. I wanted to be a vampire so bad. I wanted to be in that world. It consumed me. It was so great. But anyways, I actually was one of the first ones that I ever knew to read Twilight. My cousin read it before it was a thing, and she told me about it, and then I read it, and then 2 months later, everybody had read it, and I was like, what the heck is this? Even people who don't read had read it. And then the movie was coming out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I will insert pictures. Oh gosh, it's bad. No, but for every movie I would have Twilight sleepovers, and so a bunch of my friends would come over. We'd all make t-shirts, and then we'd all go see the movie together, and then come back and have a sleepover, and it was just such an amazing thing. At least this could be different everywhere, but at least where I was, no one was really reading Twilight, but Eclipse was out when I read Twilight, so I read I read them all, and then I actually went to a Breaking Dawn sleepover when Breaking Dawn was released, and that was my first ever all-nighter, which was amazing. So we went, a bunch of people went to the library, and we just stayed up till midnight, the release day, and we got our book, and then we just stayed up reading the whole day, or the whole night, I guess. I just pulled an all-nighter, and then I stayed up, and I just, in one sitting, I finished Breaking Dawn. And then I crashed. But Breaking Dawn is one of the few books that has ever made me cry, if you guys watched that video of mine also. But no, it's just definitely, I feel so cheesy, getting so sentimental, but Twilight's definitely something that's really sentimental to me, something that's important to me. It's definitely I have so many good memories, and it just was definitely something that made me so happy, and I'm forever grateful for that, which is so cheesy and oh my gosh. But no, Twilight, it will always be so special to me. I actually just got rid of them, but I used to collect anything Twilight. I had magazines, posters, literally anything with like one of the cast members on it, and I was like, I need it. So, like, yeah, I mean, I hope that answers the question. But yeah, Twilight definitely had a lot of impact on my life. Question 3, your favorite character. For this one, I have kind of like a 3-way tie. I don't know, I was gonna go with Carlisle, Edward, or Alice. Realistically, Edward's probably my favorite, just because it's Edward, like how could you not love Edward? And then also Alice. Alice is a classic. Like, I feel like if Edward isn't someone's favorite, then Alice is. Like, she's just like so spunky and funny. But then I also wanted to put Carlisle on there because I always loved him. He's such like a good father figure, and he's just like done so much for people, and I just admire him so much. So yeah, I really enjoyed him, and also I actually really like, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually really liked Jasper too once you like got to know him. Question 4, Team Edward or Team Jacob? 100% Edward. I don't even understand people who are Team Jacob. Like, he's not as good. Jacob sucks. I mean, no, Jacob doesn't suck, but definitely Edward is made 100% better. Jacob's like just there, and then once Bella chooses Edward, then it's like, okay, now I can like you, Jacob. But in New Moon, it's no. Edward, all the way. Question 5, your favorite colon other than Edward. And I guess I already touched on this. It's kind of the same as my favorite character, Alice or Carlisle, for the same reasons. They're both amazing. Okay, honestly, I love all of the colons. At some point, they have some redeeming quality in them. But yeah, Carlisle and Alice, probably my 2 favorites. Question 6, favorite song from the soundtrack / favorite soundtrack. Okay, my camera is about to die, so I'm gonna try and go through the rest of these really fast. But no, my favorite soundtrack, I probably would say Twilight, just because I feel like that's the one that I was like obsessed with. Like, I first like heard it or whatever, and I was like, this is like all I'm listening to now. Like, I'm just listening to Twilight soundtrack. But from that playlist, probably what is it called? Probably Black Hole by Muse. That's my favorite one on the playlist. That's like the baseball scene. I really liked that one. That was probably like the one I listened to the most. Question 7, how often do you watch a Twilight movie? Honestly, not that often. Like a year ago I watched them all, but it's not something I watch often. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? Definitely a vampire. That is what I fell in love with first. I just think I would like it better because werewolves don't have to kill people either, but I don't have to kill people, like, and I can still be a vampire, so it's cool. But I don't know, I feel like I'd want the powers more. Like, that's cool. I don't know, I feel like they just seem cooler. I feel like it's an unspoken rule that like vampires are better than the werewolves, and the werewolves are just like trying to be as cool as the vampires. So yeah, I'd rather be a vampire. Question 9, what vampire power would you want? I'd probably want some form of reading minds, whether that's arrows or Edward's. I would take either, or the future one. I like Alice's. I think that'd be really cool to see the future too, and I like how hers like is kind of like not like a set future. It like definitely like changes, and I think that would be super cool. What is the most embarrassing thing you've done because of Twilight? I think for this one probably would be my Twilight parties. Like, it's not that embarrassing, but looking back on the pictures, I'm like, ooh, like I wore that out. Like, I thought I was cool. Like, what? But yeah, that would probably be the most embarrassing thing. Part that made you cry in the book and in the movie. For the book, I cried when I found out, for some reason, I've talked about this before, but for some reason I didn't like click that EJ meant Edward Jacob, and so when it was like explicitly said to me that I meant Edward Jacob, I like was like, I'm done. Hey guys, okay, sorry my camera died. Also, I'm realizing now it's like crooked, and I don't know how to fix that, so I'm sorry if that's really annoying. But yeah, my camera died, but I'm back very close up. But no, okay, so the question that I was on was parts that made you cry, and I was saying that the Edward Jacob part definitely got to me, and like I just had an all-nighter, so I think that could have like also been it, but it was also like a lot of emotion, because I'm like, this is ending, like what's happening, like this, but like this whole thing is over, and I was just like so sad. But yeah, so that was a part in the book that made me cry, and I definitely don't think I actually cried in the movies. I do not think that I did. But the part that definitely was like the saddest for me was just the ending, because it was like really over, like no more books, no more movies, it was just donezo, and I was really sad about it. But yeah, all of the books and movies from your favorite to your least favorite. So for books, it probably goes Twilight, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, New Moon. I feel like that would be a lot of people's orders. I'm not too sure, depending on if you're Team Edward or Team Jacob. But yeah, New Moon was like, there's no Edwards, like what is even the point of the book? Just kidding. But yeah, so Twilight, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, and then New Moon. And then as far as movies, probably Breaking Dawn Part 1, Eclipse. I mean, Twilight wasn't a good movie, but it's like sentimental, so then I'll go Twilight. And then probably I don't know, maybe New Moon, and then Breaking Dawn Part 2. I don't know, like Breaking Dawn Part 2 wasn't bad, but I feel like it was just kind of like there. Like the whole thing was like that huge battle scene, and then it was just like, it wasn't even anything. But yeah, so I think that'd be my order. It's not too set in stone. And then this isn't part of the tag, but I'm going to add this. Show any / all Twilight like memorabilia or like merchandise that you have. So the first one I have is just this t-shirt that I've been wearing, and then I have all of the books, but they are packed away. I have Life and Death. I actually have 2 copies of Twilight. I have my paperback, and then I wanted to get a hardback to match my other set, but I couldn't get rid of my paperback. Then I also have the complete guide. I have the director's movie guide. I have, I think, just Twilight and New Moon movie companion guide. I just got rid of, I had like a fat stack of calendars and magazines. I just got rid of those. And then I got some awesome merch. So I actually have a bunch, or not bunch, I have 2 of the colon crests from the movies. So I have Alice's little necklace thing that she wears with their little crest on it. I like don't wear this anymore. But yeah, no, so I have Alice's thing, and then I also have Rosalie's necklace, which I love Rosalie's necklace. Like, I don't know, I think if I had to pick any that I would like want for me, it would be Alice's. It's super, I mean, whoa, Rosalie's, it's super cute. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!